Jesus is our high priest. What does his priesthood teach us about his role in our salvation and about the Lord's Supper? Consider Jesus as our high priest and what this teaches about the Lord's Supper. Hebrews 8:1, Jesus is our high priest seated at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in heavens. Hebrews 7:24 and 25, because he lives forever, he has an unchangeable priesthood, so that he is also to save to the uttermost the people that come through him. Under the Old Testament, Levitical priests needed an order of succession because they died and needed to be replaced. Jesus never needs to be replaced because he lives forever. He is able to save the uttermost. Priests in the Bible performed several duties. One main duty was offering sacrifices. Old Testament Levitical priests offered animal sacrifices. We do not need Levitical priests under the gospel because we no longer offer animal sacrifices. Hebrews 10:1 through 11. But Jesus, as our high priest, offered the perfect sacrifice for our sins. Hebrews 9:11-24. Christ came as high priest of the good things to come, with a greater and more perfect tabernacle not made with hands. For Christ has not entered the holy places made with hands, which are copies of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. Jesus is our spiritual high priest, once for all entered the most holy place to obtain eternal redemption. Priests obtain forgiveness of sins. Levitical priests offered sacrifices for the forgiveness of their people. Hebrews 5:1 and 3, they offered sacrifices for their own sins and for those of the people. Leviticus 17:1 through 9, the people were forbidden to offer their own sacrifices. They had to take them to the priest. Hebrews 10:1 through 4 and verse 11, animal sacrifices could not permanently remove sin. They had to be repeated yearly because their sins were remembered. So animal sacrifices and the Levitical priesthood ceased when the Old Testament was removed. Christ's death is the perfect sacrifice that completely removes sin. Hebrews 7:25, he is able to save the uttermost. Hebrews 10:10 through 18, this sacrifice does not need to be repeated since it removes sins, so they are remembered no more. 1 John 1 and 7, his blood cleanses us from all sin. The perfect high priest offered himself, his own blood, as the perfect sacrifice for our sins. Jesus is both the priest and the sacrifice. In the Lord's Supper, we remember the sacrifice offered by our perfect high priest.